You are listening to The Brian Craig Show podcast, broadcasting from sunny South Florida. Brian is joined by his wife and co-host, Kathy. Follow Brian on social media at BrianCraigShow.com. And now, Brian and Kathy.
Welcome to the program, everyone. I'm Brian Craig, always joined by my wife and co-host Kathy. Okay, there's all kinds of craziness going on, and Sean Hannity has done something that really is like something that should be like, remember Unsolved Mysteries? He has done something and said something, which we're going to share with you shortly, that either exposes him or is just a bizarre unanswered mystery. But I think he's been exposed, and we're going to get to that in a bit. But today is the big Republican primary day in Pennsylvania, and there's two primaries we're looking at today. One is, of course, Dr. Oz.
Yes.
Kathy Barnette and McCormick in Pennsylvania. And then Madison Cawthorn, and see how he does in his primary, because the establishment did a big number on him. We'll talk about him a little later. But there's been some updates on Kathy Barnette that we're going to share, and we're going to talk about. You know, I don't know who's going to win in Pennsylvania.
Well, I mean, according to Cat Turd, who did a poll, which I'm pretty surprised at this result.
Yeah.
Who do you support? Now, he has a lot of followers. Cat Turd is about 500, 600,000, mostly Republicans. Who do you support in today's Pennsylvania Republican primary? Kathy Barnette, 80%.
Yeah.
Dr. Oz, 9%.
Yeah.
And the other 11.
Well,
that's not good for Oz.
I don't know who's going to win. You know, I know a lot of people got different ideas.
That's for sure.
Whoever wins will be a Republican. So that's a good thing. And what's happening here is the MAGA crowd, this is the first time, this race in Pennsylvania is the first time that there's been a real divide among MAGA people. Really,
Yeah,
I mean,
so.
is this the first time? And I hope it is the last, because I don't like this stuff.
We'll survive
But
it.
when
It won't divide us forever.
Yeah, but when this is over, whoever wins tonight, we got to get behind the winner. If Kathy Barnette wins, we got to support Kathy Barnette. If Dr. Oz wins, we got to support Dr. Oz. And if the other guy wins, who's, not part of the mix so much, McCormick, we got to support him. And
I agree.
what happens in these primaries, people you see it in this. I haven't seen this is the biggest primary division among Republicans since Trump was running in the Republican primaries back in 2016. People have drawn some lines, and when the primary is over and the winner is declared and they're the Republican nominee for the U.S. Senate race in Pennsylvania, so many people hate one of these two candidates that it's not something that's going to be healed so quickly. But we have some new information.
But we know Kathy Barnette won't support whoever wins if they beat her.
But we have
That's what she said.
Yeah, we have some new information on Kathy Barnette. Okay, two pieces of new information, and one of them comes from Hannity. Okay, so Hannity got on the attack Kathy Barnette train last night on his show. I missed this. I do not really pay much attention to Sean Hannity. There was a time when I did. But to me, Sean Hannity seems so irrelevant. He used to be kind of like the guy of record among Republicans, but he isn't any longer. And at least in my case, I don't pay any attention to him. And what I just have here, if I would have seen this morning before I went on the radio, I would have led with this on the radio today, but I didn't see it. That's how, Hannity is almost, to me, what the Drudge Report is, non-existent, right? I used to go to the Drudge Report all the time, a bunch of times a day. I used to listen to Hannity's radio show, follow him on TV, and I don't follow Drudge or Hannity anymore. And I just found out about this late in the morning today, so I thought I'd share it here on the podcast. Okay, so Sean Hannity, he wants to expose Kathy Barnette, and he exposed her in such a strange way.
Yeah.
She was at, Kathy Barnette, just found this out today. She was at the Trump rally in Washington on January 6th, which thousands and thousands of people were.
A lot of people were.
She did not go into the Capitol. Okay, she went to the rally itself and was walking through the Washington Mall like many people were, okay? I did not know that until today, courtesy of this Hannity clip. So let me play this. This is Hannity And it's actually clipped together twice, so you'll hear it twice in a row, which will help you absorb it. That's just how this was. It was uploaded to Twitter. I saw it. I think Cernovich, tweeted this is where I got this from, but others have tweeted it as well.
Yeah, Cernovich tweeted it.
Yeah, but this clip I got off of Cernovich's Twitter.
Look at your screen. Here is Barnette.
Hold on, I didn't have it queued up. Hold on.
Look at your screen. Here is Barnette marching alongside. This just broke today. Radical Proud Boys during January 6th. She claimed she had no idea who they were and that she didn't breach the Capitol. And look at this. Look at your screen. Here is Barnette marching alongside. This just broke today. Radical Proud Boys during January 6th. She claimed she had no idea who they were and that she didn't breach the Capitol. And look at this.
Okay, couple things here. This is so weird.
It is so bizarre.
So there's some still photographs, a couple of photographs of Kathy Barnette. It's so far away. I mean, I really can't tell it's her, but she's been identified as the person. And she's walking down the street in D.C. I don't know where. It could be towards the Capitol. It could be towards the Trump stage. I don't know. And there's Proud Boys around her, okay? Now, before we get to the Proud Boys, I just talk about this. The fact that Kathy Barnette on January 6th went to the Trump rally in D.C. is proof that she's MAGA. And I got something else here, too. And I've been going after her the last week. In fact, I was talking about how she was fake MAGA the other day. And if she went to the January 6th Trump rally, she is definitely MAGA. All right? So I will, so far as I know now, based on this new information, I will retract my statements earlier about her being fake MAGA. She is definitely MAGA if she was at that rally. And I got another clip, too, that even firms that up more, which I'll play for you in a bit. But this thing with the Proud Boys, okay? I have been to many events that President Trump is at. Anywhere President Trump goes, the Proud Boys are there, okay? Talked about this. Anytime I go up to Mar-a-Lago for any events, the Proud Boys are always nearby. And I've talked about the Proud Boys. I don't trust the Proud Boys.
I got to wonder, why are they always there?
I think they're undercover feds.
I mean, they're always there. That's a little suspicious.
That doesn't mean that every single one of them are, but the ones I've seen look like cops. And I'll tell you what I mean by this. I've talked about this before with the Proud Boys. When I went up to Mar-a-Lago, I can't remember if this was on Inauguration Day or President's Day after Trump left, the White House. Was it President's Day? I can't remember if this was President's Day or Inauguration Day, but President Trump was there both times. And where I was standing, I vlog when I go to these things on my YouTube channel. There was I heard someone yell at someone else. There was a Proud Boy guy behind me. He was a middle-aged guy, and he was wearing a leather vest that had embroidered on it Proud Boys and all kinds of very expensive, kind of like the vest that all the expensive, all the rich lawyers and accountants that write Harley Davidsons on the weekend, kind of like that. This was like a vest that looked like it cost $2,000 leather vest, and he was talking to some other guys, Proud Boys. They're all middle-aged, wearing very expensive clothing, short haircuts, right? Short haircuts. None of them had beer bellies. They were all in shape. They were all toned. You get a group of guys that are 40, 45 years old. There's you don't have one beer belly among them with short haircuts with this expensive, clothing on. They look like undercover cops, undercover feds to me. I think that doesn't mean everyone in the Proud Boys are, but certainly I think they have a presence there. Okay, so that's one thing. The other thing is this: you could have taken a picture of me up there at Mar-a-Lago with this guy from the Proud Boys behind me, a still photograph. I wasn't with them. I don't know the guy's name. I thought it was very strange. This photograph that Hannity shows that has Proud Boys around her, that doesn't mean she's with them or knows who they are. But you know what? If she was, a lot of people support them. I don't know. But what I'm confused, so there's this association with this photograph he has of her walking somewhere, and there's Proud Boys nearby. They're at every
I don't know
Trump
what he's
event.
Implying.
I don't either.
I'm really confused, but I haven't seen the whole segment.
That's about it. There's these still pictures, and then
I don't understand where he's going.
I don't understand where he's going with that either. And the other thing about Hannity, and this is why
I'm sure Trump doesn't either.
And on this episode, if you watch on YouTube, my thumbnail on YouTube, I got a thumbnail. It says, that Hannity, fake MAGA, right? Hannity busted fake MAGA. Or betrays MAGA, I should say. Betrays MAGA is what I think I put on the thumbnail. Betrays MAGA. Hannity busted betrays MAGA. Yeah, that's what it says. Is he implying that Kathy Barnette being at the January 6th Trump rally is somehow an indictment against her character? What is he saying? It sounds to me like he's attacking MAGA people who went to President Trump's rally in Washington on January 6th. She didn't breach the Capitol or anything.
Sounds like something you'd hear on MSNBC.
Isn't it strange?
It is strange.
It's very weird.
I can't figure it out.
And I'm thinking Hannity has really exposed himself here. And you've thought for a while, Kathy, that Hannity is on the outs with Trump.
Well, I've noticed, I follow Trump and Don Jr., Kim, all these people on Instagram and Twitter and everything. And whenever they have an event at Mar-a-Lago, they will post pictures, and the last event they had, Kyle Rittenhouse was there and all the people, that you would recognize, and Dinesh D'Souza, all these people. I didn't see anybody from Fox News, and that's unusual. I don't think I even saw Kayleigh McEnany. I am wondering if Fox News is really putting the squash on their employees associating with Trump, going to events. I could be wrong.
Hannity has a house right down the street.
Well, I don't know. I just feel like
so does Cavuto.
I don't watch his show, but I just get a vibe, a feeling, the clips I've seen, him not being at events all the time. But him saying this about her, is he trying to help Trump? I don't know what he's exactly
I don't know what Hannity's doing there. If you guys have any ideas, let us know in the comments, because it sounds to me like he is attacking anyone who went to the Trump rally on January 6th. We're not talking about the people that went inside the Capitol building. We're talking about people that were outside of the Capitol building throughout the entire Washington Mall area, and exactly where Kathy Barnette is in this picture. The only thing we know is that all we know is in Washington and not in the Capitol. So I don't even know where she is.
Insinuating that because she was with the Proud Boys walking, that she's fake. Like he thinks they're fake.
He didn't say that. I wouldn't give him that much credit.
The only thing I can think he's implying is that
give him that much credit.
She's like a plant, like he might say they are.
No, she's not.
That's the only thing I'm thinking.
She's not that much in deep cover. Now, here's another video.
Maybe that's where he was going with it.
Yeah, there's another video of Kathy Barnette that's circulating around. This is a very interesting one. This is in 2016. She is in her car with her children on her way to vote for Donald Trump. This is in 2016. And I'll just play a little bit of this. She made a video in her car with her children on her way to vote in 2016 for Donald Trump.
What? I am so excited. This is Kathy Barnette. I am so excited. We are on our way to vote what, guys? Trump. See, that was unplanned. But we're on our way to do what? Trump. To vote Trump.
Okay, so that's 2016 in her car. Now, that's why I say I'm taking back some things I've said about her lately, because these two pieces of information are brand new to me today. And, who's going to win, what side you're on, who you want to win, who you're going to vote for if you're in Pennsylvania is one thing. But at this point, if she's on her way with her children to vote for Donald Trump in 2016 and she's at the Trump rally in D.C. on January 6th, I think that her MAGA credentials are strong. She is she would have to be like a Donnie Brasco deep planted agent.
Yeah,
you understand what I mean?
That's what Hannity was implying. But I think Trump will back her if she wins.
He said he would. Yeah.
And I think the reason he did not endorse her, there's I think three reasons. I don't think at the time he was doing endorsements that she was even considered a front runner. I don't think that he feels she can win the main election. And I think he's friends with Dr. Oz. I think those three things were why. I don't think it's anything personal. I don't think he personally dislikes her. I don't think he even knows her.
Yeah.
But if she wins, I promise you he will campaign for her. And he will be there in Pennsylvania with her on that stage. If she wins. That I can promise you, because that's a very important state, and he will help her in the election to help her get elected. But I know she has said a few radical things, and a few things that some people have issues with. So, if she does win, I hope she's a little careful choosing her words. I'm not saying she shouldn't be authentic, but, you got to be careful when you're dealing with the media and take things very seriously and not give them any ammunition to use against you. But I feel that he will campaign for her. He will try to help her win, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
If she
he said he would. And I'll tell you this. Whoever wins this Senate race in Pennsylvania, we need to support them and make sure that they win. I mean, I can't vote in Pennsylvania. I'm in
Absolutely.
Florida. But, we got to support whoever is the Republican MAGA candidate. And the reason I'm sharing this stuff is because this new information has come out, which I believe proves that she's MAGA. Now, that doesn't mean she's going to win or that she could win statewide against I don't know. But we got to get in this business of no longer questioning her MAGA credentials because I think they're well established. Now, we've been talking the last week and a half. Mike Lindell has the BOGO extravaganza going on at MyPillow.com with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. There's a huge new addition that they've added for Father's Day, although it applies to the ladies too. I just got a message this morning when I got off the radio from Mike Lindell's office. They have added to their special an incredible special on the MyPillow My Slippers, okay?
That's a great Father's Day gift.
Father's Day is coming up in just a few short weeks, and this is a gift that every father would love, especially a MAGA dad, and that are the MyPillow My Slippers. I have a pair of the MyPillow My Slippers. They come in multiple styles and colors. The ones I have are the tan moccasin fur-lined My Slippers, and there is a huge discount. Mike Lindell calls these deep discounts if you see him on television. So go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener specials. You got to click on the radio listener specials and use our promo code Kane. Listen to this, Kane. The MyPillow My Slippers normally are $139.98. $139.98. Right now, with our promo code Kane, the MyPillow My Slippers are just $49.98. $49.98. Now, even though this is for Father's Day, it does include the lady slippers as well, okay? It's not just the men. And remember, the MyPillow My Slippers are good for all-day wear wherever you go. You can wear them out and about, not just as slippers at home. So, again, go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener specials with our promo code at checkout, Kane, Kane. The regular price, $139.98. Right now, though, this Father's Day special, even though it applies to the lady slippers too, with our promo code Kane, just $49.98. That is the lowest price ever on the MyPillow My Slippers. So take advantage of that. And, of course, when you do that, you're supporting all the great MAGA work that Mike Lindell does, as well as supporting all the content that I have any part in bringing to you, which includes the Brian Craig Show podcast, my YouTube channel, the Steve Kane Radio Show. When you use our promo code Kane, Kane, you are supporting all of that great content. And thanks so much, guys. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
EMF radiation. We are exposed to it every day, everywhere we go. It's a danger to your health, can affect your sleep, cause headaches, irritability, dizziness, nausea, weight gain, and a lot more. EMF radiation comes from your cell phones, Wi-Fi, laptops, tablets, household appliances. And that's just the beginning. It's everywhere. But you can protect yourself with the EMF Defense Pendant Necklace, available online at emfpendantnecklace.com. It can protect your body against the negative effects of these EMFs wherever you go, 24 hours a day. The EMF Defense Pendant Necklace is a small piece of advanced technology that's designed to harmonize energy waves around your body. People who wear the pendant have reported near instant relief and an increase in health, immunity, and mental well-being. The minerals in the pendant work permanently, so you will be protected for years to come. It's available in 3 different colors: silver, rose gold, and gold. You can choose between 2 sizes as well, 29mm or 35mm. Save 50% off with worldwide shipping, and there's a 90-day money-back guarantee. See how it works and order yours at emfpendantnecklace.com. It makes a great gift too. emfpendantnecklace.com. Do you want to achieve success in your life? Do you want to change your life and become better? Do you wish to be more confident and develop your personality? If you're looking for proven ways to improve your life and personality, then the book Find the Real You, Self-Development Strategies, available on Amazon, can help. Personal development is a method of assessing your life objectives and learning new skills to help you reach your full potential. It facilitates you to take control of activities and be proactive. And in this must-read book, you will learn proven ways to change your life. Self-improvement is the primary goal of self-development. You may increase your charm, humor, body, strength, fitness, fashion, empathy, focus, reading speed, your memory, speaking abilities, relationships, your dating life, riches, and business skills, among other things, and improve your life altogether. So what are you waiting for? Order your copy right now. Find the Real You, Self-Development Strategies on Amazon. Do you love pies? Who doesn't, right? You see them on every holiday. They're great no matter the season or occasion. And now you can learn to make an impeccable pie with the Ultimate Pie Baking Course from Sweet and Cozy on Udemy.com. In this course, you will learn how to make the perfect flaky pie crust, learn how to make mini heart-shaped no-bake pies, 4 large pies for every season of the year, as well as the best way to serve and enjoy the pies. And the best part is, there's no baking experience required to enjoy this course. After you complete the course, your pies will bring sweetness and coziness to any gathering and will surely leave lasting and unforgettable taste and memories. This is an on-demand video course with full lifetime access. You can learn at your leisure and go back and watch it again anytime you wish. Sign up right now. Go to Udemy.com and search for the Ultimate Pie Baking Course from Sweet and Cozy. That's the Ultimate Pie Baking Course from Sweet and Cozy on Udemy.com. There's so many occasions in life when you need to buy a gift for someone, whether it's a birthday, anniversary, holiday, or wedding. It's always nice to give someone something that's truly special. UglyWoodsWorkshop.com. That's UglyWoodsWorkshop has all the perfect gifts you're looking for the special people in your life. Check them out for every occasion: Father's Day, weddings, graduation gifts, and more. These are lovingly handmade wood creations that are personalized. The shop owner and creator takes great pride and ownership in each and every piece. The items are perfect for children, adults, personal, and professional. Before you look anywhere else for your next gift purchase, check out UglyWoodsWorkshop.com. Use the promo code RADIO10 and save 10% off. UglyWoodsWorkshop.com.
You are listening to The Brian Craig Show podcast, broadcasting from sunny South Florida. Brian is joined by his wife and co-host, Kathy. Follow Brian on social media at BrianCraigShow.com. And now, Brian and Kathy.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig, always joined by my wife and co-host, Kathy. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. So the ladies on The View, they're just having a fit today. You know, Tucker Carlson is just destroying the mainstream media as well as the Republican establishment, okay? And Tucker Carlson has a house down the street from Mar-a-Lago, too. You know who lives up there? Within a 2-mile radius of Mar-a-Lago. Neil Cavuto, Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson, and others. I mean, they're all there, you know. They're like stalkers.
Makes it even more suspicious why they don't show up at Mar-a-Lago.
It doesn't
events, because they live right down the street.
But Tucker Carlson is in regular communications with Donald Trump, okay? In fact, he was involved with Trump's decision to endorse Vance, and he does show up at Mar-a-Lago, Tucker. Okay,
yeah, but not with everybody else. He needs his little private.
Well,
thing,
he's the number 1 rated host in the history of cable news, so he doesn't go to the group events. He gets the private one-on-ones with President Trump. That's okay. But there's shooting,
just like us.
Yeah, these shootings in Buffalo. They're desperate to connect to Tucker Carlson. They can't beat him in the ratings. They can't beat his content, so they're trying to brand him a inspirer of domestic terrorism.
And you realize it's everybody in the media, in the left-wing media, is doing this. This shows you how they all are on the same page.
Yep.
And they all just fall in line and with the same exact messaging.
Yeah. So today, Joy Behar on The View said something about Tucker's ratings that I think she's going to regret. Listen to this.
I'd like to give a little history of about
Do
this.
please.
Okay, back in World War II period, there was a guy named Father Coughlin.
Oh, yes.
And he was an anti-Semite and a racist, and he was a priest from the Catholic Church. He had, in a country of 127 million, he was on the radio, 127 million people in this country, he had 30 to 40 million listeners. That's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Especially back
Tucker
then.
Carlson has, in a country of 326 million people, we have grown, he has 3 million listeners. So it's 30 to 40 million versus 3 million. He's almost irrelevant if you think about it. And I think maybe that's the way to go with him. Just ignore him. Every time we talk about him, every time the media gives him airtime, he gets bigger and bigger. I'd like to give a little...
Okay. So that's Joy Behar going over Tucker's ratings. I don't know what his ratings are, the number of viewers, if that's the total
I think
ratings.
that's per night. He gets 3 to 4 million.
Or is that just one demographic I don't know. But I do know this. If I were Tucker Carlson, my lead tonight would be the ratings of The View.
Yeah.
You know, Tucker Carlson has the number one highest rated show in the history of cable news. That means his ratings are higher than Bill O'Reilly's and Larry King. And Larry King had no competition.
Neither
okay?
did this priest that she's talking about.
Yeah, Father Coughlin.
I mean, how many other people...
It's not Coughlin, by the way. It's Father Coughlin.
How many other people were on the radio? People, how many radio
was-
stations were there back in the 40s or 30s? I mean, maybe 3 or 4. I mean, it was
there
like...
were more than that.
How many you think?
Oh, a lot. Radio was that was a big time back then. But he was very well known. It
wasn't like today, though.
He was very well known. But anyway, if I were Tucker Carlson's people, I would lead with the ratings of The View.
Yeah.
And I don't think that Joy really wants people to talk about what The View ratings are
If
because
he's so irrelevant, why is everybody in the media talking about him constantly every night?
I promise you, he is much more relevant and influential than the ladies of The View.
Absolutely. Well, if he's irrelevant, she's so stupid. What does that make her?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she only has a fraction of the audience that he has. And she's on a network channel.
Exactly.
She's on ABC.
Exactly.
He's on cable.
Exactly.
So what does that make her?
She's an idiot. She didn't
Exactly.
realize
That's exactly what it makes
she's
her.
just stupid. She didn't realize what she was doing. And I would be surprised if Tucker didn't. Wouldn't you open your show with her ratings if you were him? That's what I would do.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
It'd be brilliant.
He'll have fun with this one.
So when Joy Behar was done setting them up for humongous embarrassment over the ratings, Sonny chimed in about the Democrats versus the Republicans.
They are playing to the base. I mean, if you look at all the studies, the Republican Party has moved further to the right than Democrats have to the left. There's a Pew Research Center analysis that finds that on average, Democrats and Republicans are farther apart ideologically today than at any time in the past 50 years. And that ideological divide breaks down to the Republican Party being an extremist party and the Democratic Party actually, as you just mentioned, Sarah, moving more to the center.
Okay, so the reason that there's a greater divide is because the Democrats have gone to the extreme left. The Republicans are not only are the Republicans not extreme, they're much more moderate than they used to be. If you remember,
Absolutely.
The Republican Party was obsessed with gay rights and gay marriage. That's disappeared. It's something that's been kind of accepted by Republicans and everything else.
I think with Trump, the Republican Party has become much more accepting
and mainstream,
of people, and we've had to tolerate a lot.
Yeah.
And put up with a lot. And we're not the ones who think men should go in ladies' bathrooms or that 5-year-olds should be taught about
there's no southern border of the United States.
Exactly. I mean, they are so radicalized.
Oh, yeah.
But they really, really live in a bubble, and they really, truly are completely out of – well, she's stupid. I've seen her on ID shows, and she's an attorney, and she was on a show I was watching last night. She's an idiot. So that's that. But they are so in a bubble in New York and Manhattan in their penthouses. They really don't expose themselves to anybody who thinks differently than they do or understand what regular people go through.
No. So, yeah. And the Republican Party really is a moderate party. The left, you look at the squad, the Democrats are just radical beyond imagination. Look at this new White House press spokesperson.
Oh, my gosh.
Jean-Pierre. You know, she opened up her first press briefing by telling everyone how not only important she is, but that she's a historical figure. She says, "I am the first black gay female to have this job. She stood up and said, I am a historical figure of historical significance. Books will be written about me. All right, what's your question, Fox News? I mean, what a lunatic.
Well, I have to agree with one of your listeners today, and you disagreed with them, but I agree because I was thinking the exact same thing. She said that as a precursor to keep people from attacking her.
Oh, really?
She set up this standard of labeling herself.
Yeah.
So she was basically saying, I'm gay, I'm black, I'm a woman, I'm this. So if you go after me, you're a bigot.
Or a homophobe.
Yeah, no,
You're
I think
racist,
she was setting up that precedent
misogynist.
right off the bat.
Yeah, well, we'll find out. Yeah, the era of moderate Democrats and there used to be this is gone. There used to be this thing called blue dog Democrats. But the last time I remember really hearing that was Gary Condon. Remember he had the affair with the girl that turned up dead that worked for him?
Oh, my gosh. What an unfortunate coincidence for him.
Yeah, it happened right before 9/11.
They dragged his name through the mud.
Well, there used to be like conservative Democrats. They called them blue dog Democrats. Yeah. That's all gone. I mean, they are so radical. And this.
Do you think he killed her?
I think it was just
Sandra Levy?
No,
I don't
it was
either.
just
I think it was just an unfortunate coincidence.
Yeah, just a coincidence. But the left are being pushed so hard by these very radical ideas, like this trans thing going on now. There's a new video on Libs of TikTok, which we're going to share with you. In just a moment, we'll set the scene and describe it. Then we'll play this exchange between a child and their mother. But this, the debate over gay rights and gay marriage and transgender people have always been around. But it was always with adults. And now they've moved it into children. And Libs of TikTok posted a video that a mom put up on TikTok herself. She's in the dressing room of some clothing store. She has her son in the dressing room. He's trying on girls' clothes in the dressing room. Mom is sitting down in the dressing room, and he's
about 5.
Yeah, he's
4 or 5 years old.
Yeah, and
maybe 4.
She's filming them with the mirror. She has her phone out, and she's filming them in the mirror, and she has a conversation about clothing. So let's just play this, and then we'll talk about it. And over on The View, they think that the left have become moderate. They're in the center of lunatics, I guess. Listen to that. Very strange.
And you want it, and you picked it out, but you don't want it for school. Can you tell me why?
Because the last time I wore a dress to school, everybody called me a girl.
Oh. Well, what did we learn from My Shadow is Pink?
Even when you wear a dress, you're not a girl.
What makes a shirt for a boy or a girl?
Nothing.
So do you want this? You picked it out.
You
want to wear it all the time at home, but not at school, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
I don't want to get made fun of. And that's what they always do when I wear stuff.
I'm sorry,
But
baby.
not when I do it only on special occasions.
What makes you like dresses so much?
I just like dresses.
I mean, this is crazy. It goes on for 2.5 minutes.
I wanted to talk about the book she mentioned.
Yeah.
My Shadow is Pink.
Yeah.
I just looked it up on Amazon. Here's the description. It's got 5-star, almost 800 5-star reviews. My Shadow is Pink is a beautifully written rhyming story that touches on the subjects of gender identity, self-acceptance, equality, and diversity, inspired by the author's own little boy. The main character likes princesses, fairies, and things not for boys. He soon learns that everyone has a shadow that they sometimes feel they need to hide. This is an important book for a new generation of children, which exemplifies the concepts of unconditional love, respect, and positive parenting. I will say this. If, little kids, when they're 4 years old, wear different kinds of clothes all the time.
Yeah.
They are curious. It's like a costume to them. You know what I mean? I just think 4 is too young to have this kind of conversation. This is a conversation you might have with a 10, 11-year-old at minimum.
That's too young.
Even that could be too young. But if you have a little boy who is consistently dressing in girls' clothes for 5, 6, 7 years, then maybe it's time to think, okay, something's going on here. But when you have a 4-year-old that likes to wear girls' dresses, who knows? Maybe the mom pushed it on him. Maybe the mom, she's reading him these books. My Shadow is Pink. I mean, when did she start reading this to him? there's some influence going on here with the mother. And I was saying to you, if you watch the video, she looks like she's right out of Portland. People like that, it's a badge of honor to have a transgendered kid. So they push that kind of thinking onto that child. And, kids are extremely influenced by their parents.
Yeah,
they want to please their parents.
If they have a transgender,
he's too young.
They're a better liberal if they have a transgender.
And why
kid.
put it on TikTok? And now
Selfish.
Libs of TikTok has put it on Twitter, so it's been seen by millions of people.
Yeah, and
it is selfish.
And
bizarre.
One of the reasons that little boys and girls are dressing up like this is because that's what's popular now. When we were kids, like I remember some of my friends dressed up like Evel Knievel or Fonzie. You know what I mean? Because that's what was in. Right now, what is in for little kids because of these wackadoodle
is the gender
parents.
switching.
That's right. Yeah.
They've made it because now you see even.
I mean, I remember playing cowboys and Indians. It doesn't mean when I dressed up, I was a cowboy or an Indian.
Now you see actors like Jared Leto, who has played the Joker. He's in mainstream stuff. He walks the red carpet in dresses now. You see straight men, Machine Gun Kelly, who's dating that actress from Transformers. He wears
Megan
nail
Fox.
polish and dyes his hair pink and wears feminine things. He's not gay, but it's a thing now. It's trendy for straight guys to show their support and to dress as women to show everybody in the world, I'm down, I'm cool, I'm this, I'm that, I'm not a bigot. So this is having a major influence on society. And I'm sure this kid is maybe, I think it's too young for him to determine that he's transgendered or a boy, whatever. They should not be having that conversation.
I've thought this for a while, and a lot of you will think this is paranoia and totally insane what I'm going to share with you, okay? This cross-dressing thing and transgenderism with children I'm talking about. And when I say children, I'm talking about also high school kids because they're still children. I know liberals like to call them young adults. That's because they're creepy. They're not adults, okay? You're an adult. You're a young adult when you're like 18 to 30, 18 to 27, maybe 27. You're no longer a young adult. But when you're under the age of 18, you're still a child, not a young adult. But, liberals are creepy. But anyway, this is mostly being spread through the TikTok app, the TikTok culture. Everyone knows that TikTok is the CCP, okay, China. And think about this. If we had to have a national draft for an emergency, like, you know what I mean, like the Second World War, what would be the draft pool? The draft age young men in this country are wearing dresses, right, on TikTok and things. They're not really a tough generation. And I really wonder if China, through TikTok, is having a large impact on the feminization of American men so that we are not as strong of a nation in the future.
I think it goes beyond that. I think China is using TikTok to destroy American culture. These things do not go on in other countries. We just don't realize it because we live here and we're bombarded with this stuff. And most of the things we see on our social media are from American stuff. We don't see what is on in other countries, England or whatever, through TikTok. I think China and whoever else is behind these things. They push these. I'm not saying they're making the videos, but they're certainly pushing them and getting them in everybody's feed and making them show up.
They're pushing.
And they're pushing this agenda. And I think that they are dumbing down. I think they're behind dumbing down the children. And I think the government's in on this because they do whatever China says. I mean, let's face it. Kids these days, they don't stand a chance.
They work for China. Like
between the schools with the lack of discipline, the lack of education, the kids have been homeschooled for 2 or 3 years straight.
This thing with TikTok, Kathy?
Hold on, cell phones in the classroom. These kids are not learning anything, and they are using TikTok, you're right, to change the culture.
Okay.
More to feminize men.
This is the thing. Twitter is what everyone's talking about all the time with Elon Musk. And Twitter, it's important for Elon Musk to take over Twitter. But TikTok is more influential than any of the other platforms with the younger generation. That more,
Absolutely.
TikTok.
It's awful.
What TikTok has become, young people don't use Twitter. Twitter is to young people what Facebook is. It's like for old people, Twitter.
Yeah.
Right? They're on TikTok.
All into TikTok, yeah.
And TikTok, the thing with TikTok is if you go on, I'm not on TikTok anymore. I've been banned by TikTok, okay? But if
it's a poison place.
If you go on TikTok and you look at the profiles of the people on there and you see the number of followers they have, it's astronomical. Small people, small accounts have over 100,000.
And I think they've purged a lot of MAGA from that platform.
And I think what China's doing with TikTok, we talk a lot about Twitter, and this is all true about Twitter, how Twitter has been influencing news, politics. I think there's been currency manipulation. I think there's been
there is so much manipulation.
Cryptocurrency manipulation.
Absolutely.
There's a similar thing going on in our culture involving TikTok. This feminization of men, young men, and children in our culture is being done through TikTok.
And celebrities.
And a thing about
and the media.
Yes.
And, it's a lot of things.
Well,
it's not just
TikTok
one,
is where the Chinese run it. And I could give an example. There was a guy that Steve and I knew who got hooked up with, I don't want to say who, but it was a cult-like organization that sucks people that have money of their money, takes their money away from them. And you know who I'm talking about. I don't want to say that the organization that was sucking money off of rich guys because I just don't want to do it because it's still in existence. But anyway, they have pretty girls that go out and find rich, ugly guys to join the group, and then they take all their money away from them. And, TikTok has what we're talking about, but it also has like the young bikini girls to get the guys over there. And then what do they do?
For sure.
Once they get the guys over there, they get them into this transgenderism. And TikTok, without question, we know it's China. And I think this is a psychological warfare against the United States by the Chinese through TikTok. I'd like to hear what you guys think about that. Now, I want to take a moment to thank our Patreon supporters for their support of the program. Thank you so much to all of our Patreon supporters. And if you would like to become a Patreon supporter where you have access to commercial-free editions of each and every podcast episode and other exclusive content, there's a link in the description of this episode to our Patreon page. And our top Patreon supporters get a live on-air thank you shout-out on each and every podcast episode. So these names are the names of our top Patreon supporters. I want to thank Andrew and Connie, Christine, Gary, ETW, Chuck, D, Pamela, Jacqueline, Rick, Rich, and Nick. These are our top Patreon supporters. Thank you so much, everyone, for your support. And again, if you would like to become a Patreon supporter, there's a link in the description of this and every episode. We'll take a quick break and be right back. Don't go anywhere.
How would you like to get a jump start on your crypto portfolio? Go to coinsone.com, the easiest place to buy and sell crypto. When you go to coinsone.com, sign up for an account, and you are entered for a chance to win big in Bitcoin. Coinsone.com has a huge giveaway for a lot of Bitcoin. So go right now to coinsone.com. No purchase necessary for your chance to win big in Bitcoin. Coinsone.com. Do you know what your future holds? Are you uncertain about your relationships, your career, or your health? Psychic Stephanie can help at ManifestationPsychicEmporium.com, where you will get advice from the stars and planets. ManifestationPsychicEmporium.com creates forecasts for every zodiac sign. You can find out if the moon's position presents any new opportunities. Is today the day to start a business, a new journey? Should you start to question motives in your relationship? Psychic Stephanie is here to help. A change in spiritual body can be a change of atmosphere. Psychic Stephanie offers all types of spiritual services, candles, conjure oils, and much more. She's also a certified Reiki practitioner with over 20 years of experience. She's worked with clients all around the world. She can also restore damaged and broken relationships. Visit Psychic Stephanie's website today and see what the future holds for you. ManifestationPsychicEmporium.com. Call now for a better life. 713-858-5777. 713-858-5777. Podcast host Michael Graham has a lot to say, and on his podcast, Is What? That's ISWUTT, all one word. Or I'll Say What's Up to That aims to inform and entertain. Michael discusses all kinds of topics, from tourism around the world to the Salem witch trials, Greek mythology, even SpaceX. And that's just the beginning. He covers a lot of ground in this entertaining show. You will want to tune in. He's always looking for suggestions on topics, so don't hesitate to reach out. You can find Is What on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and your favorite podcast platform. Also follow on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. The Is What Podcast, ISWUTT. That's all one word. Start listening right now. You will love it. Are you being hacked? How do you know? Today's tools can't perceive yesterday's attacks. What are you trying to protect? What are the relevant threats? How comfortable are you with your ability to detect and respond before damage is done? Find the answers to those questions and more in the book from cybersecurity expert and award-winning author Albert E. Whale. Hacked: 10 practical cybersecurity tips to help protect business or personal information. Available on Amazon and the website thehackedbook.com. Today we rely on so much technology. There's not one day that goes by that we don't use our computers or personal devices. And there are hackers out there waiting for an opportunity to strike. We've become so dependent with technology that it's important that we begin to understand what it is that is helping us and what needs to be worked on in order to better protect us. Businesses cannot afford to be down, and neither can consumers. Protecting your data, both business and personal, is important. Protecting you and keeping the attacker out is essential to everyone. Hacked will help you with your cybersecurity needs. It's full of valuable information and tips to keep your devices and computers safe and secure. Hacked: 10 practical cybersecurity tips to help protect personal or business information from cybersecurity expert and award-winning author Albert E. Whale is available on Amazon and the website thehackedbook.com.
You are listening to The Brian Craig Show podcast, broadcasting from sunny South Florida. Brian is joined by his wife and co-host, Kathy. Follow Brian on social media at briancraigshow.com. And now, Brian and Kathy.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig, always joined by my wife and co-host, Kathy. So Biden came out of the basement today, went to Buffalo to play the race card, try to, separate people based on things that we shouldn't be separated on because we're all Americans. Listen to this. Joe Biden connected the racist mass shooting. This is in Breitbart. Joe Biden connected the racist mass shooting in Buffalo on Saturday to the protest of Trump supporters on January 6th. Biden cited January 6th after calling all Americans to reject white supremacy because they were making the country look bad.
They are really running. This is a narrative now.
Yeah.
And they're really going to amp it up because of the elections. They are really running with this narrative of white supremacy, MAGA's white supremacists. You're going to hear a lot of it now.
He went on. He said, this is Biden. He says, I travel the world all the time, and other nations ask me, heads of state and other countries ask me, what's going on? What in God's name happened on January 6th? What happened in Buffalo, Biden said. The president demanded Americans condemn white supremacy, insisting that silence about the issue was compliance. Okay. Everyone condemns white supremacy in this country, okay? This is what they do, okay? They call all Republicans racist white supremacists.
Yeah,
anyway.
For sure.
This is what they do. And when something like this happens, they go around demanding that conservatives condemn white supremacy as if you are a party to it and you're denouncing it. You know what I mean? So that's why they want you to condemn it all the time. Some things don't need to be condemned.
They're asking you to condemn it to make it like you're a part of it.
Yeah. That's what I said. Maybe I didn't communicate. But there are many things that don't have to be condemned, right? We just know as a culture that we are opposed to them. White supremacy, white supremacist, racism. There's this attack on the subway in New York recently was a racist attack. We see African Americans pushing Asian Americans to their deaths on the subway. Those are racist attacks.
Exactly.
Of course, the Waukesha parade massacre after the Rittenhouse verdict was a racist attack. None of these things are talked about, pointed to, or anything. Anytime there's a high-profile crime committed by someone who's white, it becomes a national dialogue against white supremacy. This guy was definitely a racist, but they're going around trying to act as if he was motivated by Tucker Carlson or MAGA or Trump. And,
just the opposite. He was like a big communist liberal. I mean, that's what I've heard from his manifesto, that he's more like Antifa.
Yeah, he said in his manifesto he is not a conservative.
Exactly, but they're going to run with it anyway. But you know what? All these false flags and all these things they're going with, abortion and white supremacy, this and that, none of this is going to work for them because Americans cannot afford food. They cannot get food for their babies. They can't afford to put gas in their car. That is what is going to drive the elections. I don't know if having a Republican House and Senate is going to make any difference, though, in those issues because they're just as useless as he is. But, you know, at least it'll set things up for Trump, hopefully. But that does not matter. People, I think, overall are so sick of these identity, virtue signaling, whatever you want to call it, politics, that just divide and conquer. That's all they want to do. And I've heard this white supremacy narrative for the last 3 days everywhere. Every liberal media outlet, this is all they're going with. And they really want to they're really trying to malign all Trump supporters, which is basically half the country and probably more. And I just don't think it's going to work for them. It's only going to appeal to like that girl in the video with her son in the dressing room. It'll appeal to them, but those people think that way anyway. I don't think they're going to convince anybody that's in the middle of the road or that's an independent on the fence. They're not going to sway them with that.
Everyone condemns what happened in Buffalo.
Of course.
And it's so god awful. It doesn't even need to be condemned. I just assume that everyone condemns it. And you know, this is the thing they've been trying to do. They're trying. There's a lot of talk about this replacement theory. We've talked about it on this program. The Democrats believe that what is stopping them from having total dominance are white people. There's too many white people who vote Republican and all this stuff. And what this replacement theory is about, it's about the southern border, and that the open southern border is to reduce the number, to reduce the percentage of the population that's made up by whites. It's called the replacement theory. Replacement theory.
Yeah.
By bringing in Hispanics from the southern border.
It's true.
And they're trying to blame Tucker Carlson and Laura Ingraham and others who talk about replacement theory with the Buffalo attack, and that's what motivated him. Excuse me. That's just stupid. He drove 3 hours to target black people. If he was being inspired by the replacement theory talk, he would have targeted Hispanic people. It has nothing to do with black people.
Go down to Texas or something.
And I was talking on I think I talked about this on the program yesterday. I talk so much, radio show, podcast, YouTube. I'm always talking.
He talks in his sleep, too.
I forget where I said this, where, and all the time. It gets confusing, right? But I know I said this yesterday on one of the shows that I do. I don't know where it was. But now I forgot what I was going to say. We were talking about replacement theory. I forgot what I was. I'm getting like Biden, Kathy.
Yeah,
I forgot what I was going to say. We used to call them senior moments. They're Biden moments.
I have those all the time.
We were talking about the replacement theory, the shooting, Tucker Carlson. I totally forgot what I was going to say. I said yesterday. Oh my goodness, this is live,
have
people.
To move on to something else.
This is live. It'll come back to me. And I'll remember.
Yes,
but
probably 3 hours from now.
Yeah, well, let's move on until I think about it. The show will be over by the time I remember. But it was a good point. I will tell you that it was a good point I was about to make that I forgot.
It was
because I knew it was a good. I remember that it was a good point. I just don't remember what the point was about.
I'm excited about the polls closing. I'm really excited to see what
the
is
election
going to
night?
happen.
This is exciting.
I think my prediction, I could be wrong. I think it's going to be neck and neck with Oz and Barnette. I could be wrong though. She could really win this. And I think it's going to be a huge defeat. You know, I've seen Oz has a lot of problems. She has problems too, but he has a lot of problems that he's really has a difficult time. He's extremely polished. Now, he's very well educated, and he's been on TV a long time, so that's probably where that comes from. And he probably was given a show because he was so polished to begin with and had a good TV personality. You know what I mean? Oprah didn't give him a show because he's boring.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say. You just reminded me.
All right, good.
Because it involved part of what you just said.
I figured if I talk long enough,
it rang a bell. Okay, the second part of what I was going to say, you just mentioned.
Say it before you forget
I'm going to say it real quick because I will forget. Now, the thing about the Biden talking about white supremacists today, you know, I'm sure there are white supremacists, okay, around. They are very few in number, and they are not in any large numbers at all. And there's two things I'll point to that show this. More than two, actually. If there was a large white supremacist movement, this is what I'm sure I talked about yesterday, they would have been out there very vocal when we had a black president for 8 years. And I didn't see any white supremacists do not like black presidents. And for them to have a Barack Obama, for them to have a black president would be just their worst nightmare. They would have been all over the place talking, and we didn't hear from them. Right now, our vice president, Kamala Harris, she is biracial. She is Indian, like from India, and black. Where the white supremacist would not like the number 2 authority in the federal government to be an Indian black woman. I don't understand how they would be protesting her all of the time, and they're not. And the third one, as you just mentioned, Dr. Oz is Muslim. White supremacists really hate Muslims. Okay, they would be all over Pennsylvania talking about Kathy Barnette and Dr. Oz supporting a third person. I don't know who. Because he's Muslim and she's black. If white supremacy was like an active political movement, like they try to act like Biden's acting today, you would see them at Kathy Barnette, Dr. Oz, Kamala Harris. You would have seen them at during Obama's 8 years.
Well, there were a couple Nazi flags at Disney World last week.
Well, those were fake too. We talked about that last week. But this whole thing that there's some political movement of white supremacy in this country. It doesn't exist.
I agree, but they're trying to make it as if MAGA is a white supremacy political movement.
That's right.
Not to mention that Kathy Barnette and many, many other minorities are part of MAGA. So, but they think Clarence Thomas is a white supremacist. I mean, this is how sick these people are.
Pretty gone.
It's amazing how this horrible act in New York, in Buffalo, is a white supremacy thing, but all the other things where you had a black person targeting white people, they don't give that any kind of a racial label. How do they justify that, you think? Because they really feel that probably the black guy's justified in what he did down. They probably feel, you know what? He's been oppressed. Yes. Black people have it tough because they're bigots. They think all black people are down and out. And his anger's justified.
And on MSNBC, they were calling Kyle Rittenhouse a white supremacist, and others were too, even though everyone he shot was white.
They're just Brian, they just throw around this reckless rhetoric. I'm going to call it reckless rhetoric around, and they wield it like a weapon. And they use it to divide and control people and to shut people up. They really want to, you deal with this with callers. Whenever a caller calls in a liberal, they never can defend their side. But they'll start calling you names and try to put you in a box that you're this and you're that, because they can never actually argue the facts, or they overtalk you and try to never let you get your point across.
Exactly.
Those are their tactics.
Well, listen, we're out of time, but before we go, I just want to end on this, okay? Now, a lot of you will be hearing this show after the primaries are over, right? Because it'll be uploaded online. A lot of you will hear it before. But whoever wins in Pennsylvania, we got to get behind them.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Trump will.
No matter who wins. That's right. So after tonight's event in Pennsylvania, when this is over, I hope it's settled tonight and doesn't go to some recount or anything.
It might.
But when things are over in the Pennsylvania Senate race, let's stop this MAGA divided business, okay? Let's get back on the Trump train altogether. All right, I'm Brian Craig, always joined by my wife and co-host Kathy. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Don't forget, the program is on all podcast platforms, including Spotify and iHeartRadio. Whatever podcast platform there is, we are on it. So make sure you subscribe and follow wherever you get your podcast. And follow me on YouTube, all right? Brian Craig on YouTube. I live stream on the radio 3 hours every morning. I also upload my podcast to YouTube. And I put a lot of other content up there, including vlogs that I do. And Truth Social. Follow me on Truth Social at Real Brian Craig. Real Brian Craig on Truth Social. All right, guys, we will talk to you next time.
It's game time. Game time is an attitude and a way of life. So what does that mean? It's about hydroaffirmation and about physical as well as mental health. At hydroaffirmation.com, you can get a water bottle that encourages you to make healthy choices for your body and your mind. The goal at hydroaffirmation.com is to help spread mental health awareness and the importance of speaking things into existence on a daily basis, as well as reducing waste with their non-plastic bottles. Their BPA-free reusable double insulated stainless steel water bottle features their beautifully 3D printed original hydro affirmation artwork that includes a steel cap, plastic cap, and recycled clear bumper. They use only the best materials, technology, and design to give you a premium product that's built to stand up to your rough, busy lifestyle and still look great when it's sitting on your desk, at work, or tucked in your gym bag. Hydroaffirmation.com helps you become more aware of your thoughts and your feelings so you can control them instead of letting them control you. It's about daily affirmation and hydration. To learn more, visit hydroaffirmation.com. Also, find them on Instagram at hydroaffirmation. Get your reusable stainless steel water bottle today. Nourish yourself and affirm your desires. hydroaffirmation.com.